Welcome to the Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review. We're going to get started. I understand our Republican colleagues are just finishing their briefing, so we believe we can begin. Our first item of business will be going over the Prop 98 package, so we won't be taking any actions until, of course, they join us, but get some of our housekeeping out of the way. See, we have full attendance today. There will be public comment after each presentation of each section so that we will get to hear from you before we take any actions on any of the items before us. And I would be remiss if I did not make my first comments in thanks and appreciation to our budget subcommittee chairs and all of our subcommittee members who for the past almost half year have been meeting regularly to go over every line item of the governor's proposed January budget this past week, reviewing the changes made in the revision, and allowing us to get to our work here today. It's a lot of hard work, many, many long hearings with a lot of public comment. That's our process. It's inclusive, and I say thank you to everyone. The governor's May revision of his January proposal is a positive, effective, and thoughtful continuation of our efforts to reinvest in the needs and the people of California. The budget package that we're going to hear today represents a comprehensive approach in restoring essential educational, social service, health, and other programs while maintaining the state's solid fiscal outlook. This Senate plan provides funding for many critical priorities, especially in the areas of child care, human services, and higher education. The architecture of our budget begins with much of the governor's base level funding, but makes some distinctive and important changes in program spending, reflecting Senate Democratic caucus priorities. The centerpiece of it is reinvestment in the state's child care and early learning system. Our proposal returns child care to Prop 98, recognizing that high-quality care and early learning interventions are a fundamental component of the educational process. The plan provides $330 million for increased reimbursement rates, along with nearly 17,500 slots with a focus on infants and toddlers. This initiative works well with the governor's proposed earned income tax initiative, earned income tax credit, which provides a refundable tax credit for low-income wage earners and, like child care, supports our working families. In K-14 education, the Senate plan for Prop 98 provides about $900 million more for K-14 than the governor's May revision. $800 million for educator quality and effectiveness. That's about $2,700 per teacher or administrator. $50 million more for adult education, which would bring it to a total of around $500 million, and augments the governor's proposed mandates, Common Core, and other state-adopted content standards and local control funding formula payments. The Senate Higher Education Plan maximizes the state's dollars by opening up opportunities for Californians. It will increase UC's enrollment for California residents and approves the governor's proposal to pay down UC pension costs. It increases UC non-resident tuition and redirects non-resident institutional aid to expand academic quality and fully funds UC labor centers. In addition to approving the governor's CSU augmentation, the Senate's higher education plan increases enrollment, support services, and course sections. It also establishes graduation incentive grants, redirects the governor's innovative grant funds to deferred maintenance and to revive the eligibility study. It also restores Cal Grant cuts for students in private nonprofit colleges and increases the number of competitive Cal Grant awards. The Senate plan also makes critical investments in social services. First, by restoring the 7% cut in hours and implementing overtime payments for IHSS. Also, by eliminating the maximum family grant provision for CalWORKs and delaying the 24-month clock. By providing an additional $15 million so qualified organizations can assist individuals eligible under the President's executive actions on immigration. And by setting aside funds to begin work on establishing a larger health program for undocumented persons under Medi-Cal and providing funds for dental rate increases and the restoration of optional benefits. And lastly, by approving additional community resources associated with developmental center closures and funds targeted and much needed rate increases. The Senate plan also reduces caseloads in dependency court cases and provides some additional funding for previously authorized judicial appointments and provides relatively small but very vital augmentations for other programs such as support for libraries, the Arts Council, and natural resources programs. Based on the LAO's revenue assumptions, the Senate plan includes more debt pay down, more reserves, and more critical investments for rebuilding California. I think we could all agree on at least one thing, that the needs of our state will always outpace the resources that we have to meet them. But I feel really confident that this proposal is a major step in the right direction.